I was at a loss. The sheer magnitude of technical malfunctions I encountered was beyond mere coincidence. I suppose some of the occurrences are in line with what one might expect investigating haunted locations. To say I was unnerved by the thought of returning would be downplaying how I felt. Rumored as the most haunted trail in Washington state and holding an ominous historical record. I'm Jill Dell, and this is Tarot on the Trail. I'm an intuitive medium and tarot reader who loves hiking and exploring. Each trail has a story and its own unique energy. I listen as the trails whisper their wisdom and share it with you. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. The second trip did not disappoint, and it was abundantly clear that there are spirits here, some wanting their stories to be shared, and others
so that I can share your story
who would rather be just left alone. Come along and explore the history, the haunts, the energy of the Iron Goat Trail. The Great Northern Railway was one of 3 transcontinental lines. It began in St. Paul, Minnesota, and went west towards Seattle. Initially, the line traversed the Cascade Crest using a series of switchbacks. The switchbacks were difficult to navigate. To increase safety on the line, Great Northern Railway built a tunnel system, the original Cascade Tunnel. Near the end of February 1910, an unusually large snowstorm hit the Pacific Northwest. 2 trains became stranded by the heavy, relentless snows, taking refuge at the Wellington train depot. The Spokane Express, a passenger train, and a mail train remained here for the majority of a week, waiting for the snowstorm to pass so the lines could be cleared and they'd be able to continue their safe passage. Safe passage that would never come. In the early hours of March 1st, the snowstorm having turned to a deluge of heavy rainfall, the darkness alternating with the stark flickering of lightning bolts that eerily lit the area. A terrifying noise would be heard, a noise that was more than the thunder that had engulfed the mountainside. Charles Andrews, a rail worker and resident of Wellington, recollected the scene, describing it as a white death moving down the mountainside above the trains. Relentlessly it advanced, exploding, roaring, rumbling, grinding, and snapping. The Spokane Express passenger train and the mail train were tossed from the tracks like feathers. The entire hillside above broke away. An enormous avalanche ensued of heavy snow, rocks, debris, and the timber that swept down its face. The trains came to land about 750 feet down below in a gorge, and some even reaching Tie Creek. The Wellington station was wiped away, along with several smaller cabins. At the bottom of the gorge, the trains were covered by 40 to 70 feet of snow. Because the telegraph lines were down, the people of Wellington were unable to call for immediate assistance. Despite the risk of further avalanches, many heroic people pitched in to try and dig out the survivors. It was not until the night of March 2nd that assistance from the outside world reached Wellington. By that time, 23 people had been pulled out alive, most with serious injuries. Sadly, the fatality count that day was officially 96. 35 passengers and 61 railroad employees. It took over a week to recover the bodies of all 96 victims. The bodies moved by toboggan to the rail lines for further transport. In the aftermath of this tragedy, the worst in U.S. history to that time, the town name of Wellington was renamed to Tie, and new rail lines with protective snow sheds were established after the disaster. Tie eventually would become a ghost town once the tracks and tunnels were abandoned in 1929 in favor of the current Cascade Tunnel down on the valley floor. And the 9+ miles of trails of what is left is now crafted into the Iron Goat Trail system, a popular hiking trail with a tragedy that speaks to the dangers of clear-cutting timber on mountains above towns and villages, the practice which was deemed partially responsible for the avalanche that occurred. There have been many reports here of paranormal activity. From the original Cascade Tunnel, there have been reports of a ghost train rumbling on the tracks, feelings of not being able to breathe, and the feeling of otherworldly presences. At the lookout and creek area below, reports of ghostly screams have been heard. And walking in the train depot area, people have reported being touched.
It looks kind of eerie. There's definitely a lot of water. They say that it's closed down because of flash flooding.
And this is where my equipment malfunctioned, so I had to come back another day.
So that I can share your story. So that I can share your story.
Yeah, I guess I just got told off by a ghost.
I'd like to speak to any of the entities or people that are here in the tunnel.
As you were able to hear, there are definitely some paranormal activities going on. However, let's see what energies channel through the reading today.
I'm going to be using the Spirit Song Tarot deck today and getting a reading from the past and allow this trail and the souls that are still here on the trail to channel through me and get that wisdom that they have to share for the highest and greatest good. So in regards to the past, so the past card is transformation, transition, and liberation, and it was reversed. Transformation with cicada, transition and liberation, a symbol of renewal and rebirth. Cicada sweeps away the past. Setting upon a new, clear pathway, having a transformative life cycle. Cicada assists in working through spiritual changes to move from an ending of a cycle into a fresh new beginning. In the creation of new healthy you, the clearing of obstacles allows your energy to move forward. Life is permanently changing, and change brings forth creativity and new freedoms. The reverse message is, if you're lacking motivation or feeling that life has stagnated, let go of the past and allow change to transpire. So you can see that the past really has had an energetic mark that lingers to this day here.
While this ground is not hallowed burial ground per se, it is a land that's deeply scarred and still recovering as the wilderness reclaims it over time. As I ended the hike, the gravity and beauty of this place had me walking mostly in silence back to my car in deep contemplation. Until next time, this is Jill Dell signing off. Haunted Trails.